𝗪𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀.
Entities is a word that probably makes mainstream Christian believers a little uncomfortable because they're very comfortable with the traditional translations of the kinds of entities that are in the Bible. So they're used to talking about God and the devil and Satan and angels and demons, and that sort of about encompasses everything. And so the whole of reality has to fit in these boxes of animal, vegetable, mineral, God, the devil, angels or demons, and there's nothing else. And one of the problems with that is that it doesn't describe our experience, our lived experience. People have anomalous experiences, close encounters, and there's no language available there to describe what's happening. So that's one problem. But the other problem is that those translations don't do justice to the spectrum of entities in the Bible. So we come to the Elohim, and we're used to seeing that word translated as God or gods, but it can be translated as landlords or chieftains. It can refer to angels and it can refer to negative entities. Why is there that great elasticity? And one of the things I argue in my Eden series is we should leave it untranslated and watch what the Elohim do, watch how they behave. So the Elohim is the Bible's earliest word that gets translated as God. There's an entity called El Shaddai. People are used to hearing that translated as the Almighty. But if you go to the most authoritative lexicons like Brown Drivers Briggs or to very transparent Bible translations like the New Jerusalem Bible, they'll tell you squarely that's an invented translation. It really means the powerful one, the destroyer. Then we have Elion, the powerful one, more powerful than the other powerful ones, is essentially what that means. And then we have Yahweh, which is a word with no meaning. It's a mystery word with no etymology in the Hebrew language. Again, we have to watch how that entity behaves to work out what's going on there. We have entities who have names, like Asherah and Dagon, who are beings remembered by the ancients for their tutelage in agronomy. These beings came from far away, came to the planet and taught our ancestors how to become farmers and how to build civilizations. We read words like angels and we think we know what it means, except it hasn't told us what kind of entity we're looking at. The word angel just means something on a mission or on an assignment with a message. And we look at how some of those behave, and you and I would begin to think, hang on, we have a different word for that in the 21st century. And if you leave some of these key words untranslated, just leave them as they are in the text. Look at how they behave, and you'll begin to recognize patterns of arrival from outer space, arrival through portals, flying technology, military technology, new information provided to humanity. And you realize that we've got a whole sequence of close encounters and experiences of first contact being described. And it's as you go back to the root meanings of these words that the contact aspect of these stories becomes unmissable. Now, a lot of believers pick this up in the stories already. So Jacob's ladder with these beings arriving from space, landing, going back up into space through a hole in the sky, or Elijah being taken away in a chariot of fire through a whirlwind wind, or the Ruach flying around, creating vortices of wind and terraforming the devastated planet. There are all these clues there that we're looking at the arrival of forces with technology who are now going to interact with our ancestors, and our ancestors have to interpret what's going on with the language they had at the time.